Hello again, everybody. I am Jeff Opens Cards. I'm going to try to keep this video on the shorter side and to the point the best I can for what the information is. Now, the base of this is, of course, the new Chaos Legion reward cards. These Soulbound reward cards have been officially announced now via Peak D post here from Splinterlands as linked in the official Discord. Not going to go through this entire post. I'll link it down below if you want to read through it in detail. Also, other content creators have already reviewed this. But the main thing I want to do is give you guys an idea of how fast we might be able to actually earn and level these new Soulbound cards up. So, there are 43 new reward cards. We're just going to skip all the way down here. So, down here you can see the chest tiers. So here it shows you the percent odds of all the different rarities. There's some changes from before, namely 33% chance of gaining a reward card from any chest from any league. I will point out right away, the main thing I'm not going to be able to calculate in this, which is a pretty major point too, but it leaves you guys open some opportunity to make your own guesses of how things will go. But it will make things faster than what my spreadsheet here will show you in a second. And that's the fact that we can get multiple copies of a card in a single chest. Now, there's no details on that, so I don't know if in a champ chest you can earn 2 or 5 or 10 or 50 of a single common in a single chest potentially. I have no idea. So my spreadsheets are based on 1 BCX per chest 33% of the time. These are all the odds. Also, key point here. You can use your alchemy and I can forget the names. Legendary and alchemy? The potions that give you double chance of gold, double chance of legendary. But now they'll also give you double chance of epic at the sacrifice of common odds. So in Champion, for instance, if you use both potions, this becomes 6.4%, this becomes 16%, and this drops by 11.2%. And also the odds of gold foil is 12%. Now if you add up this and all of these, it's 106%. So it's not that 6% is gold foil of any rarity, it's 6% of like each within it, if that makes sense. But it goes to 12%. So that's close to 1 in 8. 12.5% would be 1 in 8. So basically, every 8 to 9 times you get a legendary card in your chest, it should be gold foil if you're using both potions. I don't want to dive too much on this because I have it all in spreadsheet as well. And they do mention here that they estimate for roughly 1 to 2 years that this batch of Soulbound reward cards will be available. And then the next batch would then be associated with the Rebellion set. Now, I feel like this has to be closer to the 1 year mark than 2 year mark because Rebellion is expected out in like 6-ish months from now. So if they go 2 years, well, at that point, the Rebellion set could very well be out of print and we're on to the next main set after that. So if this batch gets closer to 2 years, it would not shock me if they don't do any Soulbound reward cards for Rebellion unless they have Rebellion and Chaos Legion Soulbound reward cards available at the same time. But that's neither here nor there, just something I want to point out there that's not really in the scope of this video, but this is the main part here that we'll go off of. There's also new abilities, you can read about those at your leisure. I'm not covering that in this video though. But there are 37 monster cards, 6 summoner cards. The rarity breakdown is 12 each rarity except for epic, there is 7. You can read the extra details there. But let's go ahead and jump, again, this is the base rarities of the different rarities if you're not using any potions. But what if you are using both potions, you ask? Well, then we go to here. So, I already did the math on this. These percentages above, up there, is if you're using both potions. So like I already said, it'd be 12% for gold foil, and if in champ chest, 6.4% legendary, 16% epic, and that drops the commons down to 57.6%. So again, odds if you're using both potions. And now let's undo our zoom here, shall we? And here's my full breakdown. If you don't listen to me, you can kind of assess this at your own leisure and perhaps make head or tail out of it. Up here in the upper left, up here, I took the quantity of each rarity and I multiplied it for each league based on how many BCX you need to max it out. So a common, that's 14 BCX for bronze, 60 BCX for silver, 220 BCX for gold, and 400 BCX for diamond, times 12. So this is the total amount of BCX you would need of common cards pulled to max out for the different leagues. And I did the math for each rarity there as well, as you can see. So if you want to max out your card for Diamond/Champ, still max out either way, you need 132 BCX of legendary cards. And then I took the next step here. I did the math using my own accounts based on the chests that I earned last season. So season 102, I believe that was. So you can see here my primary account, JeffOpensCards, I earned 214 champ chests and 73 diamond chests. So doing the math here, you can't see the formula, but formula I did here, 214 times this cell, 6.4%, plus the 73 champion chests times this cell, 3.2%. Got that all in the parentheses, the brackets, or whatever you want to call it, times that by the 0.33, because only 33% of the time you're getting a reward card. So if these Soulbound reward cards existed the last season that's now complete, on my main account, I would have earned a total of 5.29 legendary cards, with a 12% chance of any one of those being gold foil. And then I did, so all of this is based on each account, each rarity, as you go. So for the main account, would have earned, we'll call it 5 legendary, 13 epics, 19 rares, and 57 commons. 10 of all of those would have been gold foil. And then my lowest earning account would have been 2/3 wizard here, would have been about 1 legendary, 3 epics, 9 rares, 32 commons, 3 gold foil. So you can see these are all fairly similar-ish. And there's obviously some variance, but each of those accounts usually finishes in Diamond 3, Diamond 2 range. So give you an idea there. So what does that mean on how long it takes to max out? Again, key point. This all assumes just 1 BCX per chest that has a reward card in it. But that won't be the case. But we don't know to what extent. So you can take your best guess for that and multiply out the earnings that way, which will speed up how fast you max out. But if for whatever reason you just have the worst luck in the world and you somehow get 1 BCX in every single chest, this shows how many seasons each of my accounts would take based on last season's results to max out each rarity. So my main account, if I want to get all my cards to max rarity, it would take 25 seasons to max out legendary, 24 to 25 seasons for epic, 73 seasons for rares, and 84 seasons for commons. Now, for this example, commons should give you the highest BCX on average. So even if you just say that you're going to get 5 BCX per average in a champ chest when you get a common card, you can divide this by 5. So equals 83.84 divided by 5. Then you're down under 17 seasons. And about 2 seasons is 1 month. So these two results, that's basically 2 years. No, sorry. It'd be 12 months, 1 year. 1 year. And that's if you get 1 B6 of everything. So even the worst case scenario, if you are a Champion League player, JeffOpensCards finished close to Champ 1 last season, got as high as 4681, but finished within Champ 2. Obviously, that's not a large percentage of players, but and even those who are Diamond 3, Diamond 2 players, ideally are going to want max level cards. In which case, you want to have a worst result here, I guess, and that'd be 102 seasons, which would be about 50 months, would be about 4 years. That's if you get 1B6 in every chest. Now, legendaries, you would assume, even in champ chests, you may only get 1B6 the majority of the time with a chance at more. But again, that's complete speculation at this point. We do not know those finer details. So just using my best and worst case scenario here. So I already said for JeffOpensCards, how many seasons for max level using the worst account results. It would take 150 seasons to max out rare and common. Basically, rare is going to be the hardest to max out, it looks like. And I think it said within, I have to go back and read it again. I think it mentioned that the summoners will be rares. So you may think, oh, good, the summoners are rare, not epic. Well, given that the potions give us double the chance at epics, you can get up to 16% odds for epics and champ chests, but rares are stuck at 20%, period. So those would be the hardest to get, especially the higher levels. And if you don't use both potions, it's still 20% rares, so that's not going to change this column. If you don't use the potions, your common percent goes up, your epic legendary percents go down. So there could be a scenario, if you're a champion level player, that you max out your legendary and epic cards, but not your commons yet. So then you want to strategically perhaps stop using your potions until you max out your common cards, and then maybe go back and use them again just to get extra legendary and epics for when you can unbound them once they're out of print. So yeah, 150 seasons to max out the rare cards on my worst account here, which got 73 diamond and 66 gold chests for the season, finished I think in diamond 3. If you want to max out for gold league, so since those get into diamond but play a decent amount of time in gold, these are probably more realistic numbers for me to use for the alt accounts, especially the bottom 3 here. So then you're quickly down under 80 seasons anyway, which would be 40 months, which would be 3 years, which is longer than they'll be available. Now my best guess, again, pure speculation, that at least at the champion chest level, I would guess, obviously get at least 1 BCX for legendaries. I would guess on average at least 2 BCX for epics, at least 5 BCX for rares, and hopefully at least 10 BCX for commons. If it's like the same formula they use for potions, well, I get 70 plus potions in some champ chests, for instance. That could be how it works for common cards at least, and that kind of extrapolates down for the higher rarities. But again, that's pure speculation. I didn't want to create complete speculative things on here, mainly because that would get more complicated too, given the different chests and different levels and all that stuff. But this is already longer than I intended. So hopefully you get the idea. Without me breaking down every single cell, you can pause and assess this spreadsheet at your leisure, depending on what league and stuff you want to go off of. But yeah, you can see here my main account. It should take me only about 6 seasons, about 3 months, to have my legendary and epic cards at a silver max level at least. Which, I mean, while they won't be completely busted at that point, I'm sure there'll still be some use cases to use some of those cards before they're maxed out, and if you're a max level player. So it's not like you have to get them maxed up before you have it make sense to use them. If nothing else, you can use them in brawls if you're doing frays that aren't max level, and also for certain events, especially if you get some gold foil ones here and there. But I could break this down in much more detail, longer, but that gets long-winded, and I'm sure a lot of you will just kind of skip to this picture and pause and assess it your own anyway without me telling you what you're looking at. So hopefully you found this useful. Let me know in the comments below what you think the breakdown will be for the multipliers of BCX and chests. Because again, that's the main variable, and if or when they reveal that variable, I can try to do a video like this again that uses that information once it's actually known. But right now, like I said, pure speculation. Your guess is as good as mine. But everything you see right here is basically the worst case scenario. Again, all of these, that's the number of seasons. So divide that by 2 if you want the number of months. But yeah, I'll cut it here. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'll see you next time, whenever and wherever that may be.